Hey y'all, come closer, come closer. I'll come to you. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ebby Faith. I am a full-time Christian content creator. And girl, I'm really just out here trying to walk in what God has called me to do and just show up. My goal is to encourage you to do the same, to show up and walk in what God has called you to do. So because I value your time, let's get right into today's video. Today, I just want to have a quick girl chat on comparison. Something that we all do, we all catch ourselves doing one way or another. And recognizing at what point it becomes a distraction, at what point it becomes a lack of trust, at what point it becomes just disrespectful to God. To be sitting here comparing yourself to someone else's life and really showing a lack of gratitude for where you are and who you are and what God has created you to be. Now, I understand what it feels like to feel like you're constantly behind, constantly looking over at the next person and to feel like, how come they are there and I am still here when it feels like I am walking in what God has called me to do? How come everything's working for them and nothing's working for me? Like, I have had all of the thoughts. I get it. I understand how it could really be human nature to compare. And being in this age of social media, it is so common. It is literally what social media has become, a comparison game of who's living the better life, who has more aesthetics, who has more money, who has what look. And it's caused us to compare so much more. And not even comparing the right things. We're comparing these worldly, superficial things, and we're not truly seeing who people are on the inside and seeing what matters to God the most. One thing I always say for social media especially is it is a highlight reel of people's lives. Not a lot of people get on social media and show their real life and show their real struggles and show where they truly are in their walk with God and show the things that God has been working on them in. A lot of people don't show up like that on social media. It is a highlight reel for you to see the good things of their life and not see what's truly inside. So that is something to just remember, especially on social media, that it is a highlight reel. This is not what you should be comparing your life to, because this is not what matters to God. Comparison is literally the thief of joy. If we are constantly comparing the things that we have, constantly comparing what we look like, constantly comparing what God is doing for other people and not you start to lose the sense of gratitude, right? If you're constantly looking over at someone else, you're not paying enough attention to what's going on in your life. You're not paying attention to the good things that God is doing for you. You're not paying attention to what God has blessed you with and the gifts that he's blessed you with, because you're too busy looking over at someone else's gifts or something else that someone else is doing, and you're not looking at yourself. You're not looking at what God is doing in your life. And like I said, I get it. It's something we all do, especially as women. We are almost like brainwashed to compare, to compare looks or whatever the case may be. And I just want to come on here today and encourage you to remember who you are in Christ. Remember your true identity in Christ, not your identity to the world, not the identity that you feel like you should have for social media, but what is your true identity in Christ? What is your true relationship with God? What does your life look like behind closed doors? When that camera is turned off, what's really going on? I truly encourage you to really identify who you are in Christ. Who is your identity? What has God blessed you with? What talents and gifts has he given you that you are not putting to use because you are too busy comparing someone else's gifts? Another thing to focus on is gratitude. If you are too busy looking at what everyone else has and comparing what they have to what you have, there can't be time for gratitude. Because it's either or. If you're constantly complaining and feeling like you should have more and more and more, you're not spending enough time thanking God for what you already have and preparing God to be able to bless you with more. Do you really think if you're constantly comparing and complaining that God is going to continue to give you more and more and more? You're not even grateful for the things you do have. And constantly complaining and comparing is literally showing God that you are not grateful for the things that you have because you're too busy looking over at someone else. So instead of constantly comparing and complaining and all of these things, we need to focus on gratitude, thanking God for what we already have. We need to focus on celebrating others and being happy and proud, truly happy and proud for what they have, not just commenting under their posts saying congratulations when you are really praying on their downfall and you are really hating on them for what they have because you feel like you should have it too. True celebration of the things that they have and being happy for other people is another way to show God that you are trusting that He has just as good of things for you, if not better. But if you are praying on somebody's downfall, hating on them, judging them for the things that they have because you feel like you should have it too, it really shows a lack of trust and faith that God can deliver this for you as well. And I will gladly call myself out on this one because since being in this YouTube space and really trying to grow this platform and grow this ministry, it is so easy to look at how other people are doing things on YouTube and the messages they're posting and their ministry and how they're showing up, and to compare and to low-key feel like, God, I see you doing it for them, but you're not doing it for me. And I am showing up even more than they are, right? And like to have this comparison of feeling like that should be me. I should be there. I should be monetized. I should have this following, like feeling all these things, not truly appreciating this journey, not truly appreciating the community that God has been building and blessing me with, and not truly appreciating where God has me right now. And that's something that I have called myself out on because I realized I was doing it unconsciously. And I was like, why am I sitting here looking at how everyone else is doing things on YouTube and trying to copy and do it that way when that is not what God has called me to do? And I need to trust in the process, trust the journey, trust that God is preparing to open doors for me. And in the process of that, I am happy for everyone who is on their journey and growing and walking on what God has called them to do. So call yourself out on it, honey. If it's something that you are noticing you are doing, you are comparing, you are copying, you are low-key hating, you better call yourself out on it. Because if you're doing all that, there's no room for gratitude. There's not enough trust in what God is going to do for you. This is not to say not to limit your triggers. Meaning if you are constantly scrolling on social media and seeing people that you are comparing yourself to often, it is okay to take a break from pages or people or whoever it may be that could be causing this trigger of emotion. Not to do it in a way of hate or lack of support, but truly, if you feel like certain people, pages, whatever the case may be, are triggering you to feel this emotion and to feel this jealousy and to feel this envy and to feel this comparison, take a break. Take a break from whatever it is. And on top of that, get your prayer life and your word in and get with God and be honest about it. God knows your heart. He already knows what you're feeling in these moments. So be honest about it. Admit to God that this is the things you're feeling and pray for God to shift your heart. So just remember, girl, God's plan for you is just as great, if not greater, than anyone else's. He has great things planned for you. It may not look the exact same as someone you are watching on social media or YouTube or whatever the case may be, but that is the beautiful thing about us as individuals. God has given us all certain gifts. God has something special in store for us, and we just truly have to trust and believe that he is working things out, and where you are now is for a reason, is for a purpose. Do not rush the process trying to compare or copy. Be in where you are now. Be in this pruning season. Be in this preparation season, so that when God opens that door for you, you are ready to handle what he has given you. So, girl, that is my quick little message today. Like, the comparison, call yourself out on it. Anytime you feel yourself doing it, take breaks as needed. Go to God. Stay in your word. Call yourself out when you feel yourself comparing. Learn to celebrate others. Learn to be grateful for where you are, who you are, and what God is doing in your life. Because when you do that, you won't have to compare. Because you will be so happy and fulfilled with what God is doing for you. You won't have time to be worried about what God is doing in other people's lives. So, quick message of the day. I truly hope this encourages you. If any of this resonated with you, please drop a comment. Let me know. I would love to chat with y'all. So feel free to check out some of my other videos as well. Like, comment, and of course, subscribe for your girl. I appreciate your support. I appreciate those who are constantly coming back to my channel and supporting your girl. I truly appreciate it. I am thanking God for you guys every single day. So let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, and I can't wait to see you on the next video. Okay? Bye!